Alright, what's up guys? So, California Body Cam, they have uploaded a video titled 20-year-old student charged with theft, after caught removing tire with parking boot. Yeah, so I seen this on social media and I was like, nah, let me go ahead and check this video out, see what it's all about and things, cause it might be something that I can pass on my own personal opinion on, but yeah, that's something where it's like, that's a TV show that I grew up watching a lot of, was Parking Wars, I think that was the name of it. But yeah, it was like a TV show where these people, they just pretty much, they would have to either go into like this building and try to get their car out of the pound. But they did show parts of the show where people would be driving around putting on like tire boots and stuff. And yeah, it's like this yellow device they wrap around the tire and things. But anyways, that's a charge. Like they can them people that like put them parking boots on cars, like they can call the cops and you could get charged a crime for that. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I would personally recommend to pay your tickets, get like just all that stuff organized, so you don't have to or just I guess avoid getting tickets. But yeah, so you don't have to worry about a one of them parking people putting the boot on your car. But anyways, now let's go ahead and get into this video. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to California Body Cam for more videos like this. And with that being said, but yeah, it's like you can't remove them parking boots, bruh. He's flying down that road for a parking boot remover. I think that's a dangerous game though. Like, he needs to have it where the sirens is on the whole time. Because there's a kid that I went to school with that died behind some stuff like this. A cop just flying down the road without no lights or sirens.
He said he's going to be load 3.
9211, that's affirmative.
Okay, go ahead and show me 35. It's not. Okay, go ahead and show me 35.
Yeah, 55.
Like bro said, I got places to go to. I can't have no boot on my car.
What is going on? Alright, hey, stop. Stop. Put your hands behind your back. Excuse me? Put your hands. Do you work for parking?
4901.
Do you work for parking?
I don't work for parking.
Okay, so what's going on with that?
Huh?
What's going on with that?
Well, I need you to tell me what you're doing to me right now.
Okay, what are you doing?
Get your hands off me first, please.
Levin, go ahead and step it up.
Hey,
Stop.
Hey.
Go ahead,
Hey.
put your hands behind your back. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
14, copy 55.
Put your hands behind your back.
The body cam thing. What's up with these? Dang, I'm like, that's 2025. They need to have more stable body cams.
Yeah. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's just something that
tell
you.
your buddy here to just relax. What he's doing.
19435.
So far, been physically
We got one
assaulted.
detained.
Everything is. And I'm reporting that shit too. Yeah,
copy,
go
one
ahead.
detained.
That shit better be reported.
When I tell
Hands on
you,
me.
when I tell you to do something, you do it. Okay?
No, no, that's not how that works.
All right. That's how it is.
Actually, it is. That's called a lawful order.
Go ahead.
Get the f out of here. I know my rights.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, bro.
That's why you're in cuffs.
Hey, can you grab them pens for me?
Officer with that.
Yeah.
4970 was Sergeant Isaac.
He's like, I know my rights. The thing is this, and I just, I don't know. I feel like when they say I know my rights, they usually don't know their rights. Because my thing is this, if I get a boot on my car, then I'm like, the right thing to do, and I guess, most people would be all like, this is my car, I make payments, do all this other stuff, like, it's all paid off or whatever the situation is, like, this is my car, and nobody gonna be putting a boot on my car. But that's something that people need to understand, and I'm just going based off of that TV show, that Parking Wars show, is that when I guess, like, when you accumulate, like, a lot of different tickets, because that's usually what would happen. Like, people, they don't just get one ticket and then one boot, like, afterwards. No. Usually, you would have to accumulate, like, a lot of money in tickets, parking violations, speeding tickets, and then, yeah, usually somebody's driving around, and then they scan your license plate, and they're like, oh, well, yeah, this is a a heavy hitter, that's what they call it and stuff. So then then that's when one of those guys come out, put a boot on your car. But it's like, it's one of those things where I don't know if it's like a state-owned company. I imagine that it is, but it's like, you're doing something to the state, you know? So it's like, it could be a thing where it's like, if you damage that boot, the state, if not them, the company could sue you and things. But I imagine, yeah, it's a state-owned company. It ain't just somebody just randomly parking or booting cars and stuff. So, yeah, it's like, that's something where it's like, it's kind of like if somebody goes into your house and damage your property, it's like, yeah, you're going to take them to court behind that stuff. So I imagine, like, if you damage that boot, then it's like the state can take you to court. And then, yeah, you know, some charges can be filed. If not charges, but like, yeah, it's like, oh, well, yeah, the charges be filed against you and things, but yeah, that's just one of those things, you know, you just don't do.
Copy.
Cars booted, cars booted.
4900, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yep.
Huh?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. When I pulled up, he was taking, he had the tires out, trying to take it off. So that's why I was trying to get the actual car. I thought it was a Nissan. Then I looked at it. It said a gray car, whatever.
Yeah.
So then I say, what's going on? He was like, what? What do you mean what's going on? I'm like, you work for parking? He was like, yeah, I don't. I was like, well, come out, put your hands behind your back. But now I'm investigating something. So then he started, you know, acting out. From his actions, I knew he was going to do something. So that's why I told you guys to step it out.
All right, so
So he had it out. Like the whole tire was out.
figure out from parking
He parking one
what
side.
what he owes or what the situation is.
Can we call parking? Or does it have to go through dispatch?
Yeah, I would see if parking has somebody available. See what they wanted to do with this and how they knew.
They're gonna tow the car. That's one thing. That's one thing I do remember from that Parking Wars show. If you say that you're going to like cut the boot off or take the tire off, whatever, overall, like that's their, I guess, you know, boot being taken away and things. Or damaged, yeah, they'll call a tow truck and then your car get towed, and then now you gotta go to the impound lot and then get your, you know, car up out of there, which is gonna cost more versus, you know, just getting the boot off. Because I think what it is that if you so I think if you call up a number and then they tell you how much money you owe in tickets, pay those off. But I think like, yeah, when you when your car gets towed and gets sent to that impound lot, I think they pay for the parking inside the impound lot. I think that's how it goes. But then also, yeah, the tow truck. So it's like additional fines on top of the parking tickets or, you know, tickets that you already got. But anyway.
Library room 605 for unlock.
So I be watching my Parking Wars.
Go help them with whatever he needs.
Okay. Need anything, George?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, get him out. We're gonna pat him now.
Okay. All right, step out for me real quick.
Yeah.
Lean up against the car. Nope, over here. Over here. Forward. Lean against it. Spread your legs out. Yeah, we are. We're just searching you to make sure you don't have any weapons or anything that's going to hurt us on you.
You need my gloves?
Yeah, go ahead and get that. Do you have anything on you that's going to cut me or stab me or anything? Can you lean against the car for me? Take a step away from the car, just lean forward against it.
What am I doing?
Just lean forward against it. Yeah, like that.
1231.
You take him. Hold him real quick.
Five cops? Oh my gosh. I feel fucking with
Or you might still be on 4.
He should have known though that it's like, bro, you ain't gonna be able to get away with it. As soon as the cop pulls up and it's like, okay, your car is disarmed, like you can't drive nowhere. So it's like you do, and it looked like the tire was almost off. So it's like, yeah, you try to like hurry up, put that on, the cop's already there. Yeah, that ain't gonna work, bruh. So it's like, what, you gonna drive the car on 3 tires? I'm like, car ain't equipped for that. So I'm like, you caught, bruh.
Alright, you said there's not going to be anything on you that's going to stick me or poke me, right?
You got gloves on. You're fine.
11 affirmative.
I'm just checking, please. I just want to make sure you're reminding me.
To call them, or you want me to call them and have them call you?
Give them my number and let them call me. My number is going to be 859.
Oh, put him back in the car.
Oh, yeah. Back in the car.
That hot ass car?
Yeah. That's personal.
Just ask if you need AC on. We'll turn it on.
I already did. And this my warming.
Go ahead and sit down. I'll turn the AC on for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and sit down.
I'll get in the car. I'll get in the car. That's supposed to be far. Turn the AC on.
Alright.
Close this. Close your door and come over here. George, come here. Okay, so what are you arresting him for?
So right now, I mean, this belongs to parking, right?
Right. So are you trying to charge with theft?
Theft.
And then do you have obstruction for whatever he was doing here?
I mean, I told him to put his hands behind his back. He didn't listen. So, I mean, it was...
I just want to be clear, because you started searching him. If we're searching him, then that's...
No, I told him to pat him down.
Yeah, I was just
You're just patting him down.
That's what I told him too.
Okay, we should have done that before we put him in the car, but that's fine. All right, so do you have original charges? Are we doing theft?
I'm going to do theft. I mean, he resisted a little
Talk-
bit, so I'm not going to say.
Talk to parking.
9211, parking, given your number, they will call you in a minute.
So wait a minute, it's not like a... Because I just remember off of that Parking Wars show, like, they tell them people, you know, if you mess with that, like, that's a charge or something, or we'll call the police. But, or it's like, so I think they would say, like, they'll, you know, call for a tow truck if they're there, messing with it. But, yeah, I think it is like a charge, though. If you damage that, then, because it's like, that thing is like latched onto your car. So you would have, or not car, but tire. So you would have to, cut it off eventually. So I think if it's damaged, then it's, yeah, then I guess they will, call the police. But, if not that, then... Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just, yeah, it's kind of weird how this, like, went about, because I seen where people were defending the guy that got arrested, and I'm like, okay, let me see how this video went down, because I haven't seen any of this, so this is my first time watching this, so I'm just as confused as everybody else.
Logan, can you check with them if they want to press charges for theft? Oh, yeah, hello. Hey, so we got a guy that you guys, you know, the call that we came on. Do you guys want to charge him with theft? Because when I pulled up, he was pulling the whole tire out with the parking equipment on it. So right now I have him in custody. So the only thing I'm doing is I'm charging him with theft. So that's why I want to confirm with you guys, because someone has to go to court.
All of the other ones,
Okay.
Huh? I'll explain that to you.
Yeah, how long is that going to take? Okay, all right, I'll be waiting for your call. All right. So he's going to check with the supervisor. I mean, I'll charge him obstruction because, I mean, he resisted.
Okay. If you gave him a lawful order to do something and he refused it, then that's fine. I just want to be clear with what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think that probably... Because I guess, like, yeah, if he is removing the thing, then yeah, they could count it as theft. Just overall, he has to wait for that phone call. But yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, obstruction. You know, he did tell him to back off of it and things. Guy didn't listen. It's just one of those things though, where I guess that I don't know. Like, even if he did like listen to the cop, I still feel like he would have gotten into some sort of trouble. You know, maybe a ticket or something. Or if not that, yeah, same outcome. You know, he got arrested and things. But anyway,
Talk to his boss and see if he wants to go ahead with the theft charges.
Okay.
So right now, you're taking that from the booth then? That's theft, right?
I don't know what you're saying. What you saying?
Okay. So when I told you to put your hands behind your back, you didn't listen.
Yeah, man, you were grabbing me. I didn't know what you was doing.
No,
so.
I gave you lawful order before I even grabbed you.
What's that? What the f does that mean, lawful
Okay.
order?
When I tell you, when an officer tells you, put your hands behind your back, you go ahead and do that.
You grabbed me before I did that.
I told you, put your hands. Nope. I mean, everything is
You
recorded.
gotta lie right now, bro.
Okay.
Okay, you got a
Well,
body cam on
I'm charging you
I
with
remember
obstruction.
what just
Okay.
happened.
I'm charging you with
charge me with
obstruction.
obstruction? I'll take your ass
You go
to
to
court,
you go. Yeah, I'm going to court. You go to UC.
Perfect. Let's go to court.
You go to UC.
I ain't gotta answer.
Okay.
I'll fucking keel on that. Okay. Okay. So how much does he owe? Does he goes to UC, right?
If he gets booted, he owes a lot.
Okay, so you guys don't know if he's a student.
Good.
Okay.
MHRT out
All
the
right.
road. 4213 was out
Thanks.
there trying to talk with
Yeah, it's
her.
like I think it just really depends though in different states. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I think if it's like beyond that 1,000 mark, then yeah, you know, it's you you done racked up a lot of different tickets on that car. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I can't remember the exact like name for it, like after like the car done accumulated a lot of tickets. But yeah, overall though, it's like it accumulates a lot of tickets, and then overall, yeah, it's like pretty much the car is undrivable until, yeah, you know, you pay off those tickets and things. But anyways,
Okay, are you guys here?
She kept walking away from 4213.
Yeah, okay, I want you guys
answering
here.
questions with them. She's called back, ranting about being assaulted. She hung
Can
up.
you hear me?
There was another call back, and she stated
Yeah, I want
that
you guys here.
she's leaving
Whatever you
because
guys want to do. So,
the male who assaulted her
if you
said
guys
he's
don't want
called the
to
police,
charge
she
him
was
with
gonna kill him.
theft, but he was taking the boot out.
Would you like me to
So,
send officers back out to
I don't
her?
know why you guys.
he
don't
should
wanna
have just
charge
left it
him.
alone
It's
and
up
then
to you
just
guys.
paid the tickets. Like, he wouldn't even be going through all this right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So now you guys are gonna come here,
Yeah, he
right?
even had like a
And then
sticker
I
on it.
that reckless activity
Alright.
was crafted with SD. Just got the one call about the male that was in the middle of the street going up the
I'll see you
bar.
guys in a bit then.
No other calls on it. And also have a drug use called in by an anonymous male.
Yeah.
They're coming here?
That one okay to
Yeah, they're on their
drug
way.
use cancel?
Alright, sounds good. Clifton Lot 3, like right next to Nebraska.
I wonder if they're gonna put the tire like back together when they do so.
Basically, they're just gonna charge him. They're not gonna press charges. So basically,
theft.
So what do you think? Even with that,
So what are they going to do?
they're just gonna give him tickets.
He already has tickets.
So that's why I told him, hey, I want you guys here for whatever you guys are telling me. I don't know why you guys are not charging with theft. He literally was pulling the tire out when I pulled
Yeah,
out.
why are you calling the police if you're not?
If you're not gonna charge, so I'm like, hey, I want you guys here.
So where are they?
He said he's coming. He's gonna send one guy here.
I get 4901 on 4B again.
Is this a supervisor that's coming?
I don't think it's supervisor. I think it's like.
Probably if he had got some distance, they would have charged them with that set.
Yes,
Why are
they
you
are
calling?
sending
If you're not gonna press charges.
investigators up there.
Right.
Should have 3500, 3522.
It's not working. It's searching. But as soon as I pulled out, he had the tire out
265 by cop.
with a boot. So I was like, hey, what are you doing? He was like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm like, do you work for parking? So like, no. I'm like, well, that's parking's equipment, so go ahead and put your hands behind your back. He's like, no, I'm not. So he was like, trying to like walk away. No, I'll probably do that on the computer.
Okay. Parking a vehicle on property without the owner's consent is a minor misdemeanor.
I mean, I can let him go, honestly. I don't know. It doesn't matter
This
what.
went a little far to walk it back now. I'm not saying you can't, but that's why I wanted to be very clear on why we were doing what we're doing.
I mean, he was walking away. That's why I was like,
No, it's not. They don't have a supervisor?
so as soon as I pulled up, he had the tire, so the boot was on. He pulled it. He had the tire with his boot, with the boot.
So I was like, hey, what's going on? He was like, what do you mean what's going on? I was like, do you work for parking? He said, no, I don't work for parking. So I was like, put your hands behind your back. But that's parking's equipment. Then he started walking away. I was like, put your hands behind your back. So I grabbed him. And he started like trying to yank it. So that's when I was like, step it up. So then I was able to place him on, in cuffs before they were able to.
Oh, is this the parking guy?
Yeah, I was patrolling the area and I saw him doing some fishy thing. So I called the call center first, and I hope that they can get my idea. They called you guys, and then I realized why don't I just ask him first. So I turned around and asked him. He said, "I was just replacing my tire."
Huh.
So I.
Where's the car?
It's like right then and there. If you got like, cause I don't know. Yeah, he's the guy that just showed up in the red shirt. But I'm saying the guy that just got arrested though. If you see somebody like questioning you about that, and they look like they, I don't know, work for the area or whatever, he should just put all that stuff up, got up and left. I'm like, so at least then he probably wouldn't have got arrested, but maybe came back later on that night or something. I don't know. Like if he really had somewhere to go to, I wouldn't recommend it because I imagine like you getting even more trouble doing it that way. But yeah, if it's like somewhere important, then it's like, face the consequences later. But then, tend to that important thing that if it's like really, really important, but yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, but I guess to eliminate all these issues, don't accumulate a lot of tickets to where your car is going to get booted.
No. Right here. So he had the whole thing out. I pulled up here. He had it. So his back was facing me. Trying to get it out. So then I pulled out. I said, hey, what's going on? He was like, what do you mean what's going on? I was like, do you work for parking? He was like, no, I don't work for parking. So then he pulled it back, so that was like, well, put your hands behind your back. Because he was like walking away. Right. So then I grabbed him. So he started like yanking. So I felt like, the resistance. So I stepped it up. So then I pulled him here, then, was able to cuff him. So I wanted to confirm with you if you want me to charge him with obstruction. But he resisted he didn't follow my commands, and he was slightly resisting my arrest. So that's the only reason why I asked for, you guys to step it up.
Go ahead.
Awesome. And
yeah, I'm like, I think I can see why people might have been, not so much, I don't know, I think it was like people that like taking the guy's side, but I think if anything's, I think probably just because the arresting officer, it seemed like he didn't know what to arrest him for. Like, luckily the other officers had showed up because, yeah, it could have very well been a situation where it's like, yeah, the guy could have got away with it and stuff. It's like, especially if you don't know what he's being arrested for. And it's like, if you have it where the people, the parking people, say like, no, we don't want to charge him with theft, then it's like, then what do? Free him? So yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, maybe he's like new to this and stuff, and he don't really know. But yeah, it's stuff like that where it's like, get that stuff figured out first, and then, I guess like me, I would be trying to figure that stuff out as I'm getting there and stuff. So yeah, I just think that, best thing to do. But anyway,
is something else. He doesn't want to give anything, but right now I'm going to get it.
So, did he give his name?
No.
No?
No.
He doesn't want to give his name.
He doesn't want to talk. So.
Okay, then we're definitely charging him with more than obstruction.
I talked to him and he said he was just trying to change the tire.
Yeah, he's trying to change the tire because he wants to go home. And he's going to keep this as an attempt theft.
So this is what they're saying. He has at least 4 unpaid parking tickets, so they booted. They said, from their point of view, they don't want to press charges for theft or criminal damaging, but they want the boot to remain. And I explained to them that we can't enforce that unless they're willing to press charges for criminal damaging or theft or whatever is applicable. So he's saying it's coming from his boss, so I don't know if you want to talk to his boss and be like, because as far as I'm concerned, if we were to let him out of the bar, he wants to take this off now, we
cannot do nothing.
Enforce that if they're
No,
not
because
willing to press charges.
if you guys are not going to charge him with anything, there's nothing I can do. You're allowing him to take it.
And he's going to take it.
He's going to take it.
Should I call my supervisor and my boss?
Yeah, I mean, let's get somebody on the phone and talk to our lieutenant.
Who's the one that decided that they're not going to press charges? Who's the one?
I think there was a
Just give me a second. Where did that person come from?
Because they may not be understanding, like, You adding another, the guy doesn't care about it. You adding another piece of paper, he's going to go
Yeah.
shred it and steal
They're
it.
limit in the car. Yeah, that's up.
Oh, wait.
I'm still charging him obstruction, so I'm going to get his info.
So you do an obstruction and then failure to identify?
I'm going to ask him again. If he does it, then I go from there.
Yeah, just explain to him you have a legal obligation to provide me a name, date of birth, and address. If you refuse that, you charge failure to identify.
Because I guess, like, yeah, because they, you know, I think that's what it should have been, though. The cops should have detained him and then figured all that stuff out. I'm just going based off of other body cam videos I didn't see, but yeah, it's like, I think he should have did, like, you know, see if he could have de-escalate the situation, meaning, like, you know, he shows up, they're like, hey, stop doing that. No, then it's like, okay, well, you're detained until further notice. It's like, I'm gonna have to, you know, get a name, and then, yeah, you know, then go from there with the obstruction and then failure to identify. So at least then it's like there could be a reason to arrest the guy. But if not that, then it's like, yeah, you know, pretty much with the, I think there was the lieutenant. It's like, yeah, it's like, you know, you let him go. Then it's like he's just going to take that tire right there and then replace it. And then he's gone. So it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, they're talking to the supervisor of that parking place thing. It's one of those things where it's all like, fam, you know, he is going to, my thing is this. He is going to figure out how to take that boot off. All right, because I'm pretty sure there's tutorials. There's ways of taking that boot off. Dump it somewhere, and then I guess, yeah, never park there getting things. But, yeah, and I guess, like, it's not, something ain't going to change, or it's like the tickets ain't going to get paid unless you guys tow his car and put in an impound. And it's like, and then, yeah, then go from there and things. So it's like, yeah, it's best to, you know, it's like you guys need to handle this in a situation where it's like, it's not, it's pretty much just a situation, well, I guess, like, yeah, either way, they're going to be getting money regardless if he takes the boot off or if they tow the car and put in an impound. But yeah, it's like, I guess, like, whichever option is easier, go with that. But anyway,
Go ahead and do it.
because it's like, I imagine you probably are gonna have to go through a company to either fix that boot or replace it, and that's gonna be a lot. So do something.
All right. Here's the deal. You're under arrest for obstruction of justice, right? Obstructing official business. He gave you a lawful order. You didn't listen. What I'm going to tell you right now is that you have a legal obligation to give us your name and date of birth, address. If you don't do that, you will also be charged with failure to
I'm
identify.
perfectly fine with doing that. I'm so glad that's what you're charging me with. Your ass is screwed. Gabriel Streets.
Okay.
45219. I don't know, the zip code's kind of weird. So.
Okay. Do you have an ID on you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you go to UC?
Huh?
You go to UC?
Do I have a legal obligation to answer that?
Hey, be careful.
It's on me.
No.
Don't kill that shit.
You don't have a legal obligation to answer that, but you do if you are a student. You have an obligation. You sign paperwork when you enroll
Your UC
that
ID.
you will identify yourself as UC to any UC employee.
But legally, I don't have to give you that information.
Legally, you do not,
Legally, I will provide you
but the
with-
university will kick you out if you fail to follow their policy.
I am legally obligated to do it.
All right, what's your date of birth?
Is that also?
I need your name, date of birth.
I don't trust you, so I'm not asking you.
Yeah, I told you. Name, date of birth, address. Honestly, if I could just get your driver's license number,
That's
that'd be
perfectly
even
fine. I
better.
will get it for you. But
There,
it's in
go
my
ahead.
pocket, so.
Step out real quick so I can get
It's
it.
right there. It's in my back pocket.
It's in your back pocket? Yep. Alright, I'm gonna get it out and then I'm gonna have you just sit right back down. Alright. Good, sit.
We had a self-initiated investigation at 6144 Joyce earlier, but that's all I see.
That'll give us the same information. It'll just make it a lot easier.
Perfectly fine.
I appreciate it.
1244.
Did he read? I don't think he read him the Miranda rights. I don't know if that's like a thing that he has to do or he don't need to. But yeah, he didn't do that.
Only have single D6 available. Got some 901 calls.
I'm like, yeah, it might be a situation where this guy might win this case.
Did the AC get any better for you?
And then I have a wanted person on Reading and an unwanted person on Howell.
So, can you define to me what obstruction of justice is exactly?
So, like I said, when we pulled up and we were taking the tire off, we were called here because parking called us and said, hey, somebody's trying to take the parking boot
I'm
off.
just asking for the legal
So,
definition of obstruction of justice. Is what I'm asking for.
So when he got here, he was investigating a crime, right? which was you taking the boot off. Steph, he explained that to you.
He did not explain that to me.
When he gave you the lawful order to stop, put your hands behind your back.
But it's like, that's why does somebody need to explain? My thing is this: how many times do you see people removing a boot off of their car? You know, it's not like they just put it there for you to remove it. They put it there so you don't move the car. It's one of those things where I'm like, sir, you know, like I assume, like, you know, you are a college student. It's like, that's not like an educational thing that you need to know. That's just one of those things you just know. All right, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, now put yourself in a situation where you're at your home or at your place of business and somebody's doing tampering with something that you have there. You're gonna call them out on that. You're not gonna be, and then how would that make you feel where it's like you call them out and they're like, oh well, I didn't know. It's like, fam, come on now. It's just, please, bro.
That's part of his legal authority.
That's what I'm saying, is he did not give me the lawful order. That's what I'm saying.
He did.
He did not.
You should just
He didn't tell you to turn around?
Yeah.
No, not until he had put his hands on me very aggressively several times, and told me to stop what I was doing several times before saying anything.
That's right.
And then he told me to put my hands behind my back. After I was already standing up, I was fully compliant. I was
You were
not
walking
aggressive.
away. That's why I even grabbed you.
Walking away.
You were walking away.
Oh, I'm so glad y'all have body cams. Thank God for this,
And they put the
man.
wallet back in your pocket.
Good Lord.
And you
I
were
mean, y'all,
stealing.
like, for real, do you be lying like this on the job, like, all the time? Like,
everything.
this is insane, man. What kind of you got going on? You got
That's what you don't want it.
this much.
It is that control number. It doesn't look like there is a
Alright, what are you doing?
30
I'm
franc
taking it.
and a 30 yen.
Are you gonna go back first? Or
You're gonna lose your
are you gonna do something here, or are you gonna go back?
Oh my God.
And if any, I don't think the cop's gonna lose. He's not behind this. Maybe if somebody would have lost their life, and thank God nobody didn't. But yeah, I think if it, you know, yeah, if anything, he's gonna probably have like a strongly worded conversation with whoever is above him, and then that's about it. The captain. So might not even be a strongly worded conversation. Might just about like, don't let that
And he's
happen
taking
again.
information from
Or a training
me
thing.
giving you my wallet, which he's also not allowed to do. So there's that as well. You just got the fact that I'm a UC student from that. So
Yeah, we have ways of looking up a name.
1438.
you have ways of looking up a name of
Yeah.
anybody you grab off the street.
Yes.
And you're legally able to find information on anybody you grab up off the street.
Yes.
While they're sitting in the car right here.
Yes.
Legally.
Yes.
No. Like,
Buddy, I don't know what law school you pretended to go to.
buddy, I don't know what law school you even went to. So, did you go to law
But
school?
my thing is this: if it comes down between listening to a cop or listening to him, and it's like, you gotta look at where you're at in this video. You're not on the right side of this whole video. You're on the wrong side. You were trying to take a boot off of a car. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, sir, I get he's trying to play the whole act like he knows what he's talking about. He knows his rights, all that stuff and things. But it's like, okay, if you know your rights, you know what you're talking about, you wouldn't be in this situation right now. You probably wouldn't even have no tickets on your car right now. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, like I said, usually like in the beginning of the video, I say like people that say that they know their rights don't usually know their rights, laws, and all that stuff. So they act like they do, but they don't.
Not the one in cuffs in the back of the car, am I?
Is that relevant? I thought
It
we were
is.
just talking.
Because you're in the back of the car for acting like a jack through this entire investigation.
Oh, so that's what I'm in the back of the car for, is acting like a jack.
Yeah, it's called obstruction of justice. When an
y'all are
officer gives you a
wasting my
lawful
time.
order to obey and you refuse.
And I told you didn't give me a lawful order, but I guess
When
that's
he
up
says-
to you to choose whether or not you want to
You're
believe
telling me he didn't tell you,
He is
he didn't ask you the
privileged to
question
the
of, are you a
max.
parking employee? And then he said, this is theft, come over here. And you said,
No, that is not at all what he said. Not even close. I didn't hear the word theft until I was sitting in this car with cuffs on. So,
So I didn't ask you if you're a parking employee. I never asked you that.
huh?
I never asked you if you work for parking.
Yeah, you asked me that. Yeah.
Then what happened after when I asked you that? Instead of walking away, right?
That was, started walking away. I stood up is what I
Everything
did.
is recorded. I'm not gonna.
You know, everything, yeah, good. Everything is recorded.
put it back in.
Okay, go ahead and get in the car.
That's why I can stop talking.
Making y'all.
well, he eventually
You think you'll give it?
when he explained to him that it was a crime, not, then he gave his ID. Are you going to do obstruction?
I'm doing obstruction.
Cool. All right, head back. Let's get it done.
1412, copy, disregard all posted.
They're gonna have to tow that car though, because it's like if they don't,
Go ahead and step
he gonna take it.
Stop. Go ahead and face that way. Spray your feet. What is this? What is that? Huh?
It's a bunch of stuff in there.
Do you have any knives? Where do you put your keys?
Left pocket. Hey, if you don't mind, bolts inside too, all that stuff, that's fine. I just want to get it all in the car. We'll get it.
I'm in trouble at Liberty Race.
Lean back against the
I copy Liberty. Race. Anybody close? I copy. Copy.
I'm going to put this
Alright.
Find a bag.
in the bag.
What is that? Deck of cards? I'm like, what is he, a magician?
So there's
Some cigarettes?
obstruction of justice or theft or what? What would you do? Obstruction.
Theft, obstruction.
Which one?
Both.
He's probably thinking along the lines, but I didn't go anywhere. Yeah, but it's like, my thing is this, right? You could take off all the bolts off of that wheel. You could just move the tire just a centimeter. Just barely even move the tire. If cops and people see that, and then, yeah, the parking authority people want to press charges, then, yeah, bro, it's theft. You know, it's just one of those things. What my thing is this. What was the plan, you know, I guess, like, well, because I think if I was a cop, I definitely would have asked about it. I'm like, okay, so if we hadn't showed up, what would have been your plan? You know, so yeah, it's like, if you don't want to talk, then I'm like, okay, then that tells me everything that I need to know. It's like, you don't want, because it's like, if you're not doing anything wrong, then you ain't got nothing to hide. But it's like, you're doing something. It's like, all of this ain't gonna happen with you doing nothing. So, it's just one of those things you gotta sit down and think about.
Go ahead and sit in the car. So, put your feet in the car. How do you want me to call you?
What's up?
What's your name again?
Oh, Gabe.
Gabe.
Yeah, I appreciate your asking.
No, you
Oh,
good.
wow. Oh, wow. Dang.
Yep, George.
So I'm like, you
So
don't
city
know
here,
your
I'm
laws
gonna
and
do the paperwork,
rights.
Then after that,
Why you got two
transport
fake
you.
IDs?
I mean, there's 2 charges, theft, obstruction. Probably going to see a judge. Then we go from there. Okay.
Sounds good.
Go ahead and sit right there.
Probably gonna be paying them tickets.
Yeah, you sit right there. All right. So I'm going to do the paperwork. Do you want to talk to someone on the phone or something?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be nice.
Okay.
I'm
All right. Hold on 1 second, okay?
bored in here, so.
Go ahead and log in.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, it's one of those things though where it's like, sir, you know, it's just, it's stuff like that where it's like, you know, you gotta sit down and think about it. It's like, was it worth it? You know, it's like doing all that extra stuff, and now it's all like, I guarantee and I promise you, he is gonna have to pay those tickets. He's probably gonna have to do, if there's like other things like mandates that he gotta do, yeah, there's gonna probably be some other things along with it. Could possibly get kicked out of school behind this stuff. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, you gotta sit down and ask yourself that question, was it really worth it? Because if not, then it's like, bruh, make this the last time you do some stuff like that again. But anyways, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to California Body Cam for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.